Welcome back to Ohio Searcher. Join me on a very brief metal detecting hunt and then a tutorial on how to chemically test precious metals for purity. This is my favorite park that I've been coming to ever since I started metal detecting, and it's always had items. A lot of people come through here, so let's see what we could do. Okay, everybody, right here, solid 50. I dug the plug out. It was very shallow, and then I moved some grass. My instincts tell me that a solid 50 could be gold, and that looks like a gold chain right there. Hopefully it's not a piece of one. I don't know. Yeah, that certainly could be one. It's been in the ground for a little while. I don't want to oh yeah, it's pretty long. It's going everywhere here. My goodness. If that's a gold chain, this is my first signal of the day in the park since I come back from my vacation. Holy mackerel. Alright, let me restart this. I don't want to break it, so I'm going to pull it out of the rest of the way and then show you. Well, this is perplexing. Ringing up a solid 50 and then having a marking of 925 Italy. Could it be silver? I don't know. I'm glad I bought the chemical testing kit, because then I'll be able to tell for sure. There's some kind of proof there on that linkage. And then on the back of that, again, 925 Italy. Alright, we'll have a closer look at it, but this indeed could be some silver here. So this is in the 85 to 87 range, which could be a quarter, most likely. Checking the size by holding the pinpoint down. And you can hear it's quarter size right there. A little bit of spiking, which is unusual, up in the 88s. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Okay, here's some quarters. Stacked quarters. Dime. Always double check. Penny. There's more. What the heck? More quarters. Huh. And that's it. What do we got here? $1.11. Here's an 85, 86, another surface quarter today. Right there. I spotted this one on site. It looks like the quarter fairy was out here sprinkling quarters everywhere today. I decided to come out of the park and make this primarily a precious metal testing video. So on Amazon you could get these chemical tests, and they are corrosive acids. You have silver, 10K, 14K, 18K, 22K, and you could order the platinum. I don't have the platinum, but this is the neutralizer. After you do a test on this rubstone here, this will neutralize the acid and kind of wipe everything clean so that you're ready for the next test. There are a lot of safety concerns with this. One, I'm doing this outside because they recommend that you have a well-ventilated area. Two, you could see over here I got goggles and I got chemical gloves, just to make sure if you get any of this on your skin, it's going to burn your skin, and there's a protocol where you're going to have to rinse it off with large amounts of water and so forth. So what we'll be doing today is I have this 14K marked ring, I have this 18K marked ring, and what I just found today was this 925 marked necklace. It has a gold color to it. It did ring up in the 50s, the low 50s. So I'm guessing if this is silver, it's plated, because you could see that, that it's sort of yellow, like a yellow gold, rather than silver, even though it's marked silver. So if this is plated, I'm wondering if that would have affected the number ring up. Typically silver on an AT Max or AT Pro is going to be fairly high, like in the mid to high 80s, 90s and above. So I'll be interested to see. When you do a rubbing, if it is something that's plated, electroplated, you should rub enough of the surface that it's just not going to be the plating. So you got to get down there just a little bit. They recommend rubbing a 1-inch line and then 1 drop of acid. If the gold color remains, then of course it will be gold. And the test kit comes with this guide here, so it'll show you, for 18 karat gold, for example, if it doesn't dissolve with the drop of the 18 karat solution or acid, then you got 18 karat gold or higher. If it partially dissolves, then you're going to have 14 to 18 karat gold. And it's a similar formula for 10, 14, and 22 karat gold. Then the silver process looks like this. You rub your silver, you drop the silver acid on the little scraping line, and if you have a bright red, it's going to be fine silver. If you have dark red, which is what the 925 is, which is what most silver is going to be, then it's a little bit darker, you could see, and then so forth. So the resource that it comes with is pretty good. We're going to get started with the testing, and I think what I'm going to do first is test this bracelet, or this, necklace. So we'll remove this stuff, and let me refocus the camera. We'll get in nice and close so you can see. Here's the necklace. You can see it's marked 925 Italy. Curiously, it was a yellow color, so it's probably plated. I'm going to give it a good rub on the stone, and then we'll get the chemical protection goggles and gloves on and do a acid test. And here we go. I'm going to rub that pretty hard. There it is. As you can see, there's no damage to this, but I do have a pretty good line on the stone here. Maybe even a little bit more, since we're dealing with something that could be plated here. Let's rub that a little bit harder. A little bit of dirt coming out of there. Okay, so now we have that. Now I'm going to get my protective gear on, and we're going to do the test with the silver solution. Incidentally, where I rubbed that, the metal is a silver color. It doesn't look like brass or copper or anything else. So I think we're going to be good with plated silver on this one. So the very tip of these, you have to cut off in order for the acid to come out. And I use a little razor knife. And look at the reaction. It immediately turned that razor blade black. So make sure, again, you're in an open area, you have gloves on, you have, eye protection, and take it seriously, and always read the instruction manual front to back. Alright, now we're going to give it a tiny little drop. It says 1 drop on the center here. And what we have, it is, I'm trying to look at it, it is turning red. So, according to the booklet, it's actually a darker red. It's still there, it didn't dissolve. I could still see the line of rubbing underneath, and it is a dark red. So that would be consistent with 925. Maybe if I wipe this off just a little bit so it's not dripping everywhere, we could have a closer look at that nice red color. You could see the line still remains, and it's that dark red. So we do have some sort of, probably electroplated silver here. I did rub it all the way down to the silver, and that's cool. So we've confirmed the first one is 925 silver. Let me get a fresh stone, and we're going to do the 14K ring next. And there's a better shot of that dark red 925 color. Okay, 14K time. Let's get a nice rubbing of this on the opposite side. $14K white gold, rubbing it in there pretty good. 1 inch line, maybe a little more. Maybe I'm doing too much of this. Of course, this isn't my profession to do testing, but I'm learning. Okay, that's a pretty thick rubbing of this particular ring. So now we will get the 14K acid. Okay, we got the 14K acid. There's a little drop of it on the outside here. Let's wipe that off so you know it's coming from the bottle here. There it goes. The reaction should be immediate. And what we are seeing here is that line, and I'm not going to tilt it, I don't want it to get on the table, is not dissolving. And if I was a guessing man, let's see here, the 14, 18, there's the 14K. If it partially dissolved, that would be, what is that, like a lower grade? What is that, partially dissolved? 10 to 14K, but like that with no dissolving, then that just confirms it, that is 14 karat gold. All right. And we got one more. Now that says that it's at least 14 karat gold. It could be more, but it is marked 14, so I feel no reason to test 18 or 22. So I got another stone. We're going to set these to this to the side, and I'll get my fresh stone, and we're going to do the 18K and see if that is legitimate. All right, let's do a rubbing of this 18K marked ring. And I did test these with my diamond tester, and they are indeed not diamonds, and they did have wear, and I was suspicious they weren't diamonds when I saw a lot of wear on them, but they're probably something else. If this is 18 karat gold, and I already tested it, but I'm going to test this again for you all, then it got to be something in there, maybe a sapphire or who knows what. I don't know if that's too much or too little. That seems to be a pretty good band. So let me get my gloves on. Okay, and here is the 18 karat acid. We'll drop that on there, one tiny little drop per the instructions. There it is. And what I am seeing is very slight deterioration of the rubbing. What we have to refer to is this book here, and this says 18 karat. That top one is, what was that? 14 to 18, so of course partially dissolved could be 18, and then if there's no deterioration at all, that's certainly 18 or greater. So what we're looking at here, I don't know if that's a partial dissolve. It looks like everything's still there. Some of the shavings are possibly floating away. It is marked 18 karat, and the acid did not dissolve the material. So it's definitely real gold. I would say it's 18. It's marked 18, and it didn't completely dissolve. In fact, it looks like most of the material is still there. So we have 3 items: 14K ring, 18K ring, and 925 silver, all confirmed here with chemical analysis.